The Ram needs mirrors again. Yes, I say again because I have replaced these mirrors. This one's a new one. This one's an older one. I've tried a few of these China mirrors. Sanooer, Sanooer. Made in China, but I'll tell you what, I tried a couple of China cheapies. One of them lasted 3 months and then it died. I'll put a link in the description of these. Okay, so this one lasted about 5 months. That's right. The driver's side one lasted 3 months and it died. And, well, it's almost dead. Let me show you. You come in here, my 2015 Ram, it's got 114,000 on it, ish. Yeah, 114. And this is what happens when you push the button for the mirrors. This one slowly, and finally it's in. It's dying. Normally they just go in, out. Well, look at that one over there. It didn't come in at all. It's not moving at all. It completely died. 5 months is all they lasted. Well, here's the other part of the story. This is my second pair of China cheapies. The first ones didn't last very long either. It starts with a K. Cool View, I think. Current ones that are on my pickup that only lasted 3 and 5 months. This one here, if you look at it, it kind of wobbles around. So I've been tolerating it for the last couple of months until I finally decided, you know, let me do a little more research. I looked up the price of a Mopar mirror for this Ram, and it was over $1,000 for one mirror. And it was on sale at a couple places for like $800 and some dollars. Well, that's because they're the auto folding mirrors. They are more expensive, but they're like double expensive or even triple. I would imagine, here's my thought. If you have the manual folding mirrors on your vehicle, manual folding mirrors, you're probably going to be fine buying a China mirror. You know, I mean, what can go wrong with it? You know, it very rarely manually folds. It just sits there, and it's probably going to be fine. I'm just guessing. But these auto fold mirrors, the gears, the motor in there, the ones from China are absolutely horrible. And you might be asking, why then, Jimpressions, why then did you buy another one made in China, a different brand? Well, here's the reason why. I read some reviews that Sanooer is actually halfway decent with their mirrors. There are some good reviews. There are some good reviews on these. So they gave a nice set of removal tools here. So this is kind of similar to the ones I use. I don't have one like this, so I'm glad they gave a little free gift there in the mirrors. That was nice of them. A little more expensive. These were for a pair. These were $276. The Cool View mirrors that I bought were only like 175 bucks or ish, somewhere around there. So these are about $100 more for this brand. And what's weird, look at that, they call these towing mirrors. Well, they don't do anything special for towing. And I've got this Sanooer brand new mirror right up next to this one, and when you look at everything, to me anyway, they look identical. They look like the same size. They don't come out anything funky to give some kind of better towing functionality. So I don't know why they call them towing mirrors. I was kind of wondering what I was going to get in the mail when I saw a picture of this, which is what I want, but the title saying towing mirrors, I didn't know what I was going to get. And I was hoping I wasn't going to get some big old honking mirror that, you know, looks ugly on the side of my truck. I don't like towing mirrors. I don't, even when I tow, I don't tow a lot. I used to. I do have airbags on the back of this and trailer package and all that. And I did used to tow a small camper. Occasionally I'll tow a U-Haul trailer or something with it, but I don't like the looks of those big old honking towing mirrors. So I didn't want that, so I'm happy that the ones that I got look just like the ones that are on it. So anyway, this video is a little bit more about installing it and talking a little bit about which mirrors I chose as well. So since I've kind of covered that. Let's get on with the install. We'll go over the tools that we're going to need. Just a little screwdriver, probably a bigger Phillips for the screw in the door. It's tools to get the pins out of the door panel, and a tin socket or wrench to get there's 3 bolts. There's a couple behind this panel. We'll take that off in a moment. I've done it, like I said, a couple times before with these China mirrors, and that's one nice thing about it, is at least it's not a real difficult job. So the first thing I'm going to do is roll the window down so that the window isn't in the way. It's just easiest to do this job with the window down. All right, first step is to take this little there's a little panel right here. I just put a little screwdriver in there and wedged that out a little bit, and see how it has a little lip on the bottom. So you don't want to pry it from the bottom. You'll want to take it off from the top. I just used this little tiny screwdriver to stick it in the top and just pop that right out of there. And then I already took this off camera. I didn't realize I wasn't recording, sorry about that. But there's one screw. There's one screw right in there in that hole. So just a Phillips screw comes out of there. This panel's ready to pop off now. You just stick a tool that won't mar things up and pop that off. There's one more thing I don't think I had on camera. My camera wasn't running when I popped this off. It's just so easy to take this one off. You just put that little tool, I don't know, you could probably use a screwdriver, but you might risk damaging it a little bit if you do. I just use one of these to put in the top of this, and then that will pop right off. And then you have access to your 3 10mm bolts here that hold your mirror on. With that one screw out and these off, these 2 molding pieces, all we got to do now is take these little push pins out. What this is there's a little plastic push pin. You can use a T20 to start it a little bit. It might unscrew just a tiny bit. You're not going to unscrew the whole thing, at least I can't. But it might give you just a little bit more room to stick something like this back behind that. And what you do first is pop this part out, and you got that part. I'll set it right here so you can see it. Get that part out, and then there's another little thing that this goes in, that little push pin goes in, which is that one, and that's the part that pushes into the door. So real easy to take these out. If you do it like that, taking this one out first, and then in other words, don't get under this one and try to pull the whole thing out. You'll break the whole thing likely. But if you take this one out first and then take this out, then you won't break anything. I'm just going to go ahead and go around the door. There's one there, 2 over here, and that's it. So I'll take those off, and then we're ready to take the door panel off. Okay, you got to pop this little sucker out of there. Mine comes out real easy. Hopefully yours will too. Okay, and this little green clip here, you just push down on the pin, on this part of it right there, and that'll pull right out of there. And now the door panel can come off. Just lift it right off there. Set that door panel aside over here somewhere. If you'll notice on my mirror, and yours as well, if you have the auto folding mirrors, you're going to have 2 cables on it, and they both plug in here. There's a little black and a little white one. These connections, the black one and the white one, are on the auto folding. I believe the white one is the auto folding, if I'm not mistaken. When you look at these mirrors for sale, first of all, the manual folding ones are going to be cheaper. So you'll want to buy the cheaper one if yours is manual folding. If yours is auto folding, you're going to be looking for 2 connectors on it. And you make sure you buy the right one. If you happen to buy, either mistakenly or acquire otherwise, if you happen to get an auto folding mirror for your manual folding vehicle, in other words, you don't have the push button over there on the driver's side, you don't want to put that on your truck, because these can't really be manually folded. You can once or twice, and then it'll flop around like this one. You know, if you're imagining somebody walking by in a tight parking spot and this mirror is in their way of getting to their car, they might be so inclined to just manually fold this for you. And if it's an auto folding mirror, and they manually fold it for you, they might have just ruined your motor in there. If you're lucky, maybe it didn't ruin it. On a Mopar one, you might be able to get away with that for a while. I don't know. But that's why, since I have auto folding mirrors, I auto fold these every single time I pull into a parking spot to get the mirror out of the way of individuals walking by. Then they're not going to be so inclined to move it out of their way. So I am going to unplug both of these for this mirror. It's got a little connection right here. The white one pops right out. Okay, and then pull the black one out. Squeeze and pull the black one out. Take a razor blade. Since I'm not concerned about cutting these wires because I'm throwing this mirror away, I am just gonna not worry about cutting wires. This wire loom is taped. It's just right up against this plastic sleeve thing right here, and they just have tape on this side and tape on that side to hold this in place. And now this wire harness is ready to go through the hole and remove this mirror. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these 3 10mm bolts. Alright, I'm just going to use this. I don't use this to put them on all the way. I might use it to start them. I'm going to take 2 of these 10mm nuts off, and then I am just going to loosen this one and hold the mirror while I'm taking the nut the rest of the way off, and then that mirror will come off. Feed those wires through there, and the mirror is off. All I did was put the 3 bolts through the hole as I'm supporting the mirror, and I put the top nut on to hold it in place. And meanwhile, just kind of making sure the weather stripping is nice and lined up. Everything was fine. Didn't have any issues. And then, now that the mirror's held up, I put the other 2 nuts on, and I snugged them down with a regular wrench, just to make sure I don't over tighten something and break some. This is metal on this side, but these are coming out of plastic on the mirror, so I didn't want to bust anything off. Okay, so I'll take a piece of electrical tape and tape the top part of it, and then the bottom one, do the same thing. Got the 2 connectors here. The white one goes on the bottom. I don't know if it could accidentally be plugged in the wrong one. No, the white one doesn't even go on the top, so you can't make a mistake. White one goes in the bottom. The black one goes in up at the top. This cable right here seems to be a little bit longer than the other one, and I don't want it to get in the way of anything, so I'm going to go ahead and zip tie these wires together right here. We'll see how long this China mirror lasts. Let me know what you've tried on your pickups. Have you tried aftermarket mirrors, or do you spend $800 and some for a Mopar, auto folding Mopar, that is? I don't spend that much. So we'll see how long this one lasts. Okay, we're ready to put the door panel back on. You could test it before putting the door panel on. I have confidence that it's going to be wonderful, so I'm just going to put it on. Okay, so we want to take that little clip and pull it through there while you set this in place. Okay, make sure everything's all lined up. It looks good. Yeah, on my Ram, if you don't have this, your door panel probably goes on a little easier. Mine wasn't bad, just kind of messing with it a little bit to line everything up, and it dropped right in place with all the holes lining up. So that's good. We're almost there. So next I will take this and plug in my green connector here, Accidentally locking things here. Put this panel on. Just kind of snaps in place. And we can drop this little plate, and that lip goes on the bottom, and the two ones that push in are near the top. So that just slides in the bottom first, and then push it on, you'll hear it click, and that's on. And then this one just pops on too real easily, just like that. And now all I got to do is put these push pins in. I got them here. So you take this one first, push it in all the way, and then take the middle part and push it in, and that's it. That's all these do. So I'll do that with the other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, and we'll test it and see if it works. Okay, here comes the moment of truth. I'm going to push my auto fold button here, and let's see what happens to the mirror. Look at that, folds in nicely. Push it again, folds out nicely. All right, so the China mirror is working. The Sanur HF SNBD 8609 PP is working on my 2015 Ram. I will update this posting periodically, or if asked about it, to see how these are holding up. It is February 2026 right now, and I'm going to see how many months these things will work. Hopefully they'll work for a long time. I'll put a link in the description for these ones. I have a feeling that these are going to last longer. And I don't know why. I think it's just based on the reviews, and maybe it's just optimism that I really don't want to keep replacing these mirrors. I'm getting tired of it. Because I'm going to tell you what, I really don't want this to happen, but if this mirror breaks in, in 2 or 3 or 4 months or something like that, I am going to have to bite the bullet and put 2 more Mopars on here, and probably spend like what, $1,700 to do that. I don't want to do that, but I'm just tired of replacing mirrors on here. So I'm really hoping that these are going to work good. So I am going to put my driver's side one on now, and I won't put that on tape since it's the same thing. But thank you for watching this video, and I hope your mirror project goes as smoothly as mine just did. I am happy with the result of this mirror, with this project. I am going to close the door to this project and be done with it. Thank you for watching Jimpressions. I will give my impressions of this mirror as soon as I have some experience with it and know whether or not it's a good one. If you will please like and subscribe this video, that will really help me to do more videos of my Ram pickup and reviewing tools and such. And yeah, if you've got a Ram pickup and you're doing projects like this, let's keep in contact with each other in the comment section of what your experiences are, because it really helps us all to communicate with each other, to find good products and stay away from the bad products. I think that really helps all of us. This project is completed. Over and out. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.